Welcome back to Dark Horse Auto and Diesel. This video is going to be a slight change of pace from the normal automotive stuff that I do. We're going to do some electrical today. I'm going to show you all how to replace one of the ends on an electrical cord, whether it be a extension cord or a power tool cord, lamp cord. It's all pretty much going to be the same process. I'm doing this on a extension cord. If you've ever priced out a 50-foot 12-gauge extension cord, you'll understand why I'm doing this. My female end melted. So it's a pretty straightforward process. You need to get your wires stripped back. Might need to redo that one. That one doesn't look very good. Be very careful not to cut into the insulation on any of these. And also make sure you buy the proper end. You don't want to be the idiot that has an extension cord with two male ends or two female ends. I wish I could say that I've never done it, but unfortunately I have. Now we'll just take our plug apart here. Usually a Phillips or a flathead screwdriver works. Just pull it apart. Depending on the thickness of your extension cord, you may need to loosen up the end here, the strain relief area. Make sure you do this part before you wire it in. Another one of those things that I wish I could say I've never done, but I have anyway. Let's get these stuck through there. And give yourself some room to work with. And next you'll just start hooking your wires up. The green terminal there goes to your green wire, which is your ground. The silver one is your neutral, which is your white wire. And then the gold terminal is always your hot, which will be your black wire. You don't want to screw those up. So you just make sure the little plate in here is free, and your wire is going to go between that and the body of the plug. Make sure it's in there all the way. And it helps to twist your wires together too. Keeps them from fraying out if it's a stranded wire, which most extension cords are for flexibility. You want to make sure you don't get any of your insulation pinched in there, because that'll cause connection issues. And once you got these all snugged up good, you can go ahead and slide this back up. And down in here, it's got a little spring. Some of them may be a little different, but make sure that's lined up with your ground. It hits that little plate right there. And then try to make sure your screws are reasonably lined up with the holes down in there. And then you can just start running them in. Get them started a little bit. And then just run them all down evenly. Then you can go ahead and tighten these screws up pretty good. This will, if you grab the cord, it'll keep it from pulling on your connections inside. Make sure your little grommet's pushed up in there far enough. And just snug these down good and tight, and you're done. So guys, and girls too, I guess you can probably relate in a different way. Have you ever thought to yourself, man, that thing is just way too long. I don't need that much to get the job done. I wish it was shorter. We're talking about extension cords here, people. So mine had a pretty nasty cut in it, about conveniently about 14 or 15 foot from the end that I was working on. So I figured I'll just cut the small piece off and make a small cord out of it. Because let's face it, most of the time you don't need a 50-foot extension cord. Usually you need about 10 or 15 foot, and then you've just got, 30 foot laying there on the ground. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody out.